Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I do weekly DIYs, hauls, and other fun things. If you're not new, hey doll, hey. So today's video is a little bit different. I'm super excited and honored that my friend Julia over at the Mug Life DIY invited me to co-host on her Flippin' Furniture Challenge. I have been giving furniture makeovers a little bit of my attention every now and again over the course of a year. So when she asked me to join, I knew there was one piece in my house that I absolutely had to redo. So I'm sharing with you how I made over this drabby one-note cube organizer in my boys' playroom. I have a ton of other cube organizers in my house, and doing this makeover on this one has just spun my mind into all the other possibilities that I can make with the other cube organizers that I do have. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this. And if you enjoy furniture makeovers, make sure you head to the playlist to see everybody's makeovers and what they did when they flipped their pieces of furniture, and just have fun with this playlist. I know it's going to bring you guys some amazing inspiration. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new, I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting the bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so here is the cube storage organizer that I'm making over. It is currently in Caleb and Isaiah's playroom, and it is nice. It was inexpensive. I got it probably about 2 years ago from Walmart. Super easy to put together and extremely functional for what they need in their room. I'm looking to upgrade it a little bit more because I am changing out their playroom, and this doesn't have any backs to it, so I wanted to change that. So the first thing I did is remove all the toys from the top as well as the storage bins. Super easy, just wiped it down too with a baby wipe and a paper towel. And then I'm using these little poplar wood planks. I picked these up from Home Depot and they were $1.32 each. Really inexpensive. I'm trying to get into woodworking or some type of more wood project, so I thought this would be a great start. So then next I removed the little filler things that you get in these cube organizers to cover up like the holes where the screws are. And then I placed my boards down and going to measure out where I need to get them cut. So I used my Cricut ruler to make sure I got a straight line, and I want everything pretty much flush to the top of the organizer as well as the front. So I keep it in place. I just put one of their heavier toy sets on top of it on the other end, so that way it doesn't move when I am getting the correct line for this. And it actually was pretty easy. It wasn't too difficult for me to line it up and get the correct line that I needed. So after that, I went back into my craft room and took my miter saw box and just cut each of these pieces down. Now, so my husband has a saw, and he has a saw table, but not like a stationary one. He has the one where you just kind of carry it around and you fold open the little table, the legs on it. But I don't have anything that I would want to use for any thicker pieces of wood. Even if it was a tiny bit thicker, I'd probably still use this box combination. But this worked really, really well with these small pieces. And I just aligned them up to where I needed to cut in a straight line. And then also I made sure I went back to check that it was the same size and the length that I needed it. So once all of the pieces were cut down to size, I removed the sticker from each. I probably should have got my heat gun and did this, but I was being lazy. I just sat there and just scraped them all off with my fingernail. And then I am taking a sanding paper. I think this is an 80 grit. I'm not too well versed on sanding paper grit, so I just picked the one that I had and just sanded down the edges and on the sides just to make sure I can get smoother. I wanted my corners to be a little bit more curved. Then I just wiped everything down just to get all of the little particles and little sand like pieces out of the way off of the board and my surface. Then I'm taking this Varathane wood stain in the color Honey and using a foam brush and giving everything one stain coat. I really love this color. It's not too dark. It's not too light. It's just perfect for what I'm looking for. So I did the top of it and each of the sides as well as the ends because you'll be able to see all of those. And even though I'm doing this in my craft room, I did open both of the windows that I do have because the smell is pretty strong. And I don't work with stain a lot, so it was really kind of bothering me. But once I did all of my boards, I set them aside to dry for a few hours. And now I'm going to work on the backing of my organizer. So what I did is took a little spatula from Dollar Tree and just went into the grooves of where the backboard meets the organizer and just kind of popped up where the nails are. So the backing is nailed in, and I have no idea why I did only 2 of these. I have all the boards to go on the back of each cube. I don't know, you guys. But anyways, I was glad that I didn't because then I didn't have to pull them all up because this was a tedious kind of difficult process. Next, I picked up this placemat from Hobby Lobby. It is so pretty and it gives me all the modern vibes and feels. It was only $1.99 and all their spring stuff was 40% off. So it cost me, just about $1 maybe. So then the next thing I did is took the backing, just one of the backing pieces, and lined it up so that I could cut my placemats to size so that they go on the back. Now, the only difference with this is that they're not wide enough. So they're long enough, but they're not wide enough on the organizer. So either way I did it, it wasn't going to completely fit, but I did it well enough to where you really don't see the gaps. So after I cut all of those to size, I took my staple gun and then just positioned each of the squares where I need it. So that way I could staple them down to the back of the organizer. And then I just kind of overlap the ones that go on top and then just did the staple in between the bottom staples. Do you understand? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So basically I didn't staple a staple on top of another one. I just kind of felt for like the groove and then stapled it in between. But yeah, pretty easy. And it was actually really fun to come up with and do. After I had all those placemats in place, I went and took the boards now that they were all dry with that stain, and I'm using liquid nail. Now, I don't think that I know how to open the package of this liquid nail. I don't know what happened, but it just kind of is like oozing out. So I'm just using a craft popsicle stick and just smoothing it out on the back. And then once I get the first 3 in place, I want to go ahead and weight it down with some of my paint so that way it stays in place while I put the rest of those pieces on there. And then once I put those pieces on there, I also weight that down with a couple of frames or decor frames that I got from Goodwill that I'm going to be redoing. And then I let this sit overnight to dry. Once it was completely dry, I didn't get any footage of this, but all I did was took a baby wipe and another paper towel and just wiped down the areas where I may have smudged a little bit of the stain on, or had to wipe down some of where the liquid nails dried on other pieces, and just kind of got a little bit of that crust up and just made sure it looked nice, pristine, and clean. And then this is how everything turned out. I think it is so pretty by itself. It gives me such a modern high-end look. I absolutely love it. And even though this is going into my boys' playroom, I'm changing that room up a bit and repainting the wall color so it goes a little bit better with the decor that I'm putting in there for them. It's going to be this really fun, modern, but totally boy adventure, dragons and dinosaurs and superhero room. I'm super excited, and this is just the first piece that I'm placing in here, and I think they would absolutely love it. Alright dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you head to the playlist to get more inspiration. Be blessed, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye! Can you get off my back? Okay, thank you. You reading a book? You reading a book? What are you reading? Welcome back, and thanks. What are you doing? But you gonna tell them about what I did? You got it? Caleb said he was too cool for the intro today, huh? I'm so tired of hearing this song. Anybody know what this song is? He can do the dance without having to sing it.